the beginning of the war, 23 million people lived in the North, while only 9 million lived in the South. Both were Christian, although the North was pacifist and the South was Protestant. The South's economy was mostly based on agriculture, while the North's economy was based mostly on industrialism. The South had good soil, while the North had a cold climate and bad soil. These differences led to different opinions on how slaves were needed in each region.
When Lincoln was elected, the states started seceding from the Union. The states still in the Union after all the secessions were Maine, New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Kansas, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, California, Nevada, and Oregon. The states that seceded are shown here in the order of which they seceded from the Union. South Carolina seceded because of the election of Lincoln and the long-debated issue of slavery. Here are some of the most prominent generals in the Civil War. Abraham Lincoln led the Union while Jefferson Davis led the Confederacy. The Confederacy's capital was Richmond, Virginia, and the Union's capital was Washington, D.C. Three major battles were the Battle of Fort Sumter, the First Battle of Bull Run, and the Battle of Shiloh. Most battles were fought in the South, leading me to the observation that the Confederacy was waiting for the Union to come to them as a strategy. This gave the South an advantage of fighting on their own turf, or so they thought. North's strategy was the Anaconda Plan, proposed by General Winfield Scott. The 4 steps of the plan were to blockade the South, secure the capital of the South, Richmond, Virginia, capture the Mississippi River, to limit transportation in the South, and break apart the Confederacy completely.
Ironclad ships were protected by steel or iron armor plates. Telegraphs helped communication. Both sides used cannons, and it usually took a crew of soldiers to operate one. The North had an advantage because they had access to a lot of technology that the South didn't have. This helped them travel a lot faster and gave them the ability to communicate.
There were 620,000 total casualties of the Civil War. Documents that emerged from the Civil War were the Compromise of 1850, the Wilmot Proviso, the Gettysburg Address, and the Emancipation Proclamation. The final impact of the Civil War was that the North had won and we were all united in the end, which created our indivisible and great nation.